Hi guys, welcome to the realm of astrology. This is your daily horoscope for 16th September 2021, which is a Thursday. But before we begin, I request you to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you can be notified every time I post a video. And I also want to let you know that I do daily video horoscopes just like this one, weekly video horoscopes, and monthly sun, rising sign horoscopes that you can watch on my YouTube channel. And let's talk about what's happening in the astrology today, and we'll start with 9 a.m. Pacific time, which makes it about 9 p.m. Indian Standard Time, give or take. And if you are on the eastern part of the world, the Indian time will resonate more with you. Alternatively, you can always convert the Pacific time to your time zone to know when the energy is going to happen for you. So what's happening here is that the moon has changed signs. It's entered the sign of Aquarius. In the sign of Aquarius, we are going to be focused on building the life that started in December of 2020. So that's the first thing. And the moon in Aquarius will conjunct Saturn today. So we will talk about that. And that means that when the moon is in Aquarius, we can feel a little stressed because Saturn is sitting in Aquarius. You can see that on the chart. Saturn is in the sign of Aquarius. And Saturn is the planet of discipline, hard work, decisions, defining things. And the moon is our emotions. So through the moon's transit through Aquarius, we can feel all these things. We can feel like we need to put in a lot of work. We need to take decisions. We need to get things done. And all this is also connected to the life that started in December of 2020 with the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction. Okay, so that's 9 a.m. Pacific time. And soon after this, as soon as it enters the sign of Aquarius, the moon's going to move on. And at about 11 a.m. Pacific time, which makes it about 11 p.m. in Indian Standard Time, the moon in Aquarius will trine Mars. 120-degree angle. This is a positive moment. The moon is our emotions and Mars is the planet of our drive, of willpower, of taking action, of initiative. So this is a moment where we can feel really ready to make things happen, to get things done, to find that willpower and drive, to make things happen. So this is a positive energy, right? And moving on, I'll keep it short today. Moving on, at about 4 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Pacific time, 4 a.m. Indian Standard Time, Friday morning, we have the moon at 4 degrees. As it's getting ready to conjunct Saturn, it is trining the north node, okay, and sextiling the south node. 120-degree angle positive, 60-degree angle positive, and Saturn for months has been trining the north node for months. So let's break this energy down, right? And what's happening here is that the moon, our emotions, is making a positive aspect with the north node where we are headed, our goals, the future. So we can feel positive about the future. We can probably at this point see, okay, I can see the life that I'm building. I can see glimpses of it. And in seeing that, what happens? We let go of the past a little bit more because the south node is what we are leaving behind. And the moon is making a positive aspect to that. So this could be a moment where we can see the future. We can feel good about the future because the moon in Aquarius is about building that life for the future, right? So as that happens, we begin to let go of the past a little bit more. And this happens every month, so it's not like something great will happen. It's a little process, subtle process that takes place every month. And Saturn trining the north node means that all these goals that we have, the life that we are building is for the long run. Saturn does things for the long run. It does not do things for the short run. And Saturn is trining it. These goals are for the long run. This life is for the long run. And Saturn is also a builder, right? So it's helping us build that life. And that's another thing I wanted to mention. And so that's 4 p.m. Pacific time. And moving on, the moon will conjunct the sign of Saturn at about 9 p.m. Pacific time, 9 a.m. India time, Friday morning. Moon has conjuncted the sign of Saturn. Now, this is a point where we can feel stressed out, right? Because Saturn is an energy that the moon does not really like to come in contact with. It's our emotions, and Saturn is hard work and discipline and decisions, and we don't feel good when we have to do all those things, right? At least most of the times we don't feel good doing those things. So this is a moment where we might be required to take a decision. We might be required to work on our emotions. If there's an emotional pattern that keeps coming up again and again, it might come up at this point because Saturn is asking you to work on it. Or it might just be that you're required to take a decision. And let me also mention that this energy is squaring Venus, right? Venus is getting ready to square Saturn very soon. I think it happens at 11 p.m. We'll talk about that. But Venus is making a stressful aspect with this moon conjuncting Saturn, right? And Venus is what? It's love, it's relationships, it's projects, it's self-worth, it's values, it's skills. And that is making a 90-degree angle with the planet of hard work, decisions, and discipline. So this is a moment where if we are not working on an emotional pattern, if we are not taking an emotional decision, it could very well be we are feeling a little stressed emotionally because we need to change, we need to adjust, we need to transform Venus things, love, relationships, projects, self-worth, values, and skills, because Venus here is squaring Saturn, right? We are asked to transform, change, adjust Venus things, love, relationships, self-worth, values, skills, and money. And we'll talk about this a little bit more, but I do want to mention that there's the Sun in Virgo today trining Pluto as well. This is a positive aspect, but this is also about transformation. Pluto is the planet of total transformation. Whether you like it or not, Pluto wants you to transform. And the Sun is our soul, it's our identity, it's our consciousness. So at this point, we are required to transform something when it comes to our identity, when it comes to our soul, when it comes to our consciousness. But this will not feel very stressful because it's a positive aspect. It can happen quite naturally and organically. That being said, at this point, Venus is squaring Saturn. At this point, the moon is conjunct Saturn. So although this transformation by itself is not stressful, the fact that we have two other stressful aspects can make this energy stressful. So it could be something like this, right? It could be that Venus, Saturn are squaring, and we are asked to change something when it comes to love, relationships, money, projects, finances, right? But we say we need to adjust the way we are working on a project. And that feels stressful. And the moon is there. So that is stressing us out that, okay, I have to change this again. I'm stressed. That's the energy. And because of that, we go through a transformation to who we are, to our identity. Because oftentimes, a lot of what defines our identity, right, is connected to our relationships, is not connected to, is influenced by our relationships, our projects, our self-worth, how we feel about ourselves. That influences our identity. So at this point, maybe making a change to Venus things, love, relationships, projects, self-worth, values, skills, and finances can lead to the transformation in our identity, which happens naturally as a result of transforming Venus things. But at the end of it, this energy can be very stressful. So just be mindful of that. And Venus will square Saturn exact at 11 p.m. Pacific time. So that's when the energy is going to be at its peak. 11 p.m. Pacific time, 11 a.m. Indian Standard Time. And that's all I'm going to say for today. So to sum it up, I do think today can feel like a lot. Today can feel like a lot of work. Today can feel like, okay, I'm feeling good about this, but then there's a change you need to make. You feel stressed. It's a mixed bag, but I would say there is a lot of positivity going on, but we may feel stressed at moments. So that's all I'm going to say for today. I will give the big picture of 2021 as I do in every video, and then I will pick a card for the day. And the reason I give the big picture is because these are the larger themes we deal with on a daily basis, and we must not lose sight of those. And the first is that in 2021, Saturn and Uranus are squaring. They will square all year, and this energy is something we are seeing after 21 years. And This energy is asking us to change, embrace the new, get rid of the old, and embrace our unique, authentic self. And since these planets are in a square 90-degree angle, which represents friction, this process might feel challenging. So that's the first thing. And another thing about this energy is that right now it's not at its peak. It will be at its peak in the month of December. And it was at its peak in the month of June. And the second thing about 2021, that it is a year that we are laying the foundation for two astrological cycles that started in 2020. The first is the Jupiter-Saturn cycle of 20 years that started in December of 2020, and we are building that. And the second is the Pluto-Saturn conjunction cycle that started in Jan of 2020, and we are building that as well. So 2021 is all about change, it's all about growth, it's all about finding and embracing your uniqueness and laying the foundation for two long-term cycles. Now let's pick a card for today. Let's go with the top. We got this 2 days ago, I believe. Indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of life, and I think the message again today is to go with your gut, go with your intuition. And like I said the other day, Mars has entered the sign of Libra, right? And Mars is how we take action. It's taking action. And Libra is an energy that likes to really weigh things out. So if that's happening to you, you're wondering, what should I do? Pros of this, cons of this, then maybe go with your gut. Go with your intuition. That's all I'm going to say. I hope you have a great Thursday, and I will see you all for my daily horoscope tomorrow. Bye.